Every person has a journey, a reason for being who they are. Have you ever looked at someone and wondered, who really is this person? How did they get here? What's their story? Well, that's why this podcast was created, to listen to other people's life stories. Welcome to the My Story podcast. I'm your host, Ari. Hi, and welcome back to the My Story podcast. For those who don't know, I'm Ari, your host, and today we're going to talk with someone who I've known for a little while, but I don't really know his story. But before then, let's do a little recap of what this podcast is about. Basically, we talk to day-to-day people, and we get to know their story, their background, what they've lived through, and maybe, just maybe, we can learn a little bit more about a person and how maybe that can help in our lives or in our friends' lives. We don't know, but we get to know about people and we get to share that. So that's pretty amazing. So I'm very excited for today's guest. So without further ado, today I have with me Dan Woods.
Hi, Ari.
Hi, how are you?
Good to be here with you.
I'm excited that you are. Thank you for saying yes to sharing your story. I'm pretty excited to hear it.
Okay.
So let's start from the beginning.
Okay.
So usually in the past, for those who've seen the podcast before, and for those who are new listening at the KFVS website, we start with the question of, does your last name have any history to it? Do you know any background story to it that you know of?
No background that I know of, actually.
No? Okay.
No.
Because it's Woods, right? So, okay, because usually sometimes I have some guests that they have like 5 last names. And I'm like, okay, but why? I have 2 last names.
Okay.
So that's a whole thing there. Okay, so for those who don't know Dan Woods, who is Dan Woods? Who are you?
Who am I?
Yeah.
Right now, at this point in my life, I'm the general manager of KRCU Public Radio, which I've been, 24 years I've been the general manager, and I've been at the station for 30 years. I'm a husband and a father, and friend to many. Pretty good son most of the time. I still try to take care of my mom. She's real special to me, so I try to check in on her a lot. Just your everyday working guy, I guess.
Okay, so did you always want to be a director for a radio station?
No, do you know what I wanted to do?
What?
So when I was in high school, my dream was to be the anchor of the CBS Evening News.
Oh.
I wanted to take Dan Rather's place.
Okay.
And so, I'll tell the story. I'm going to sound like a real dork. But what I used to do was I would record. Dan Rather used to do these afternoon, like a little news brief, like at 3 o'clock.
Okay.
And he would say that, more on this later on the evening news, which was a couple hours later. So I would record those, and I would try to duplicate it.
Okay.
I kind of wrote the stories down and kind of did my own little...
Like a practice show.
Yeah, and then at one point I got a Commodore computer. So, and I had a monitor there, so what I would do was I wrote a little program where it would draw the CBS eye. Okay. So I had it set next to me, so I would do that, and then I did my little news updates, yeah. Okay. That's what I thought I was going to do originally.
Okay.
Isn't that funny?
It is funny how life works. So how did you navigate what happened that you went from that dream to now?
Yeah.
How did you land being director of KRCU?
When I started at CMO, I sort of stumbled into the radio thing. I guess I found it first. And I first started doing a little bit on, it was Q99 at the time. It's 99.3 now. I was Seymour, the CMO starving student. And my theme was the Andy Griffith theme. So I would go on, I don't know which day of the week it was. It was in the mornings with the morning show.
Yeah.
And so my whole purpose was to talk about events happening at CMO that week that people could come to, whether it was a volleyball game or a whatever. And that kind of got me started in it. I have those tapes. I will never let anybody hear them. I still have the tapes, but that kind of got me started. And then later on, I found KRCU in the spring of '91, and that's when I kind of found radio there, and I've pretty much been involved with it ever since then.
Okay.
So
So did you start as an intern and
Student worker.
Student worker.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Back in those days, none of the fancy electronics like now. So it was turntables and never wow the record, never wow the record. You had to make sure you take it back so it started, at full speed.
Yeah.
You get in trouble if you wowed it. And we cut tape. Of course, we cut tape with a razor blade back then, which was fun.
Yeah.
Digital editing has made that kind of work a lot easier.
Yeah. I have a friend that he learned video editing, just editing with film, like actual film.
Yeah.
And he always says like that's the best way to learn because you actually have to know where to cut.
You're so just right.
Yeah.
No, you got to be real careful.
Yeah.
Now you can just go undo on the digital thing and you're done.
Control Z.
It's a wonderful thing.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, so what other aspects make you like? What other things can you share about your life? Maybe, or let's rephrase it like this.
Okay.
What was a highlight in your life?
A highlight?
Yeah.
Me. Probably the birth of my kids. That was a big deal.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many kids do you have?
I have 2.
Okay.
They're both grown and off doing their own thing now. It's really funny. They tell you in life that time goes so fast, you have to savor every moment. And when the kids are little, sometimes it can be stressful when you've got a lot going on, but then when those days are all behind you, you look back on them, in many cases, quite fondly, because you know that that'll never happen again. That was the moment. That was the time, and did you enjoy it as much as you should have? Can't go back and redo it. So it's important, I think, to stop and whether you're maybe, I could be a bit of a workaholic, especially back in those days, because I worked a lot.
Yeah.
So we did spend a lot of time together, though, all the family. So I'm glad we did because, now that I look back on it, that time just went like that, so fast.
Now that you look back on it, what is your feeling as a father? Because you just shared that the highlight was the birth of your children, and I assume that whole experience that you still obviously live now of fatherhood. What's that feeling for those who don't know, like me?
Fatherhood is the toughest job you'll ever love. It really is, because you've heard people say this a million times. There's no manual.
Yeah.
You just kind of have to do the best you can, and sometimes you get it right.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't, and unfortunately, many times you don't know that you maybe didn't do it right until many years later. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's things that maybe at some point you said something being critical and you just didn't, it's just a comment you made, and you find out 10 years later that that's something that really sort of manifested and really changed who they are. That's tough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Words have a lot of power, and I don't think people always think about that. And once the words are out there, you can't take them back.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and it's like I've seen this. That a lot of some people say, some parents I should say, I have someone's childhood in my hands.
Yeah. It's a lot of responsibility.
Yeah, it is. But wow, it's great that you look back and yes, there is. I guess I've heard sometimes there's a little. Maybe I could have handled this a bit differently. But I'm glad to hear that you also have a lot of happy moments.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's a lot of happy stuff too, of course.
So what is some hardships that you maybe went through that shaped the way you see the world now?
Probably the biggest hardship early was I lost my dad when I was 8. And that's one of those things that it really changes who you are. I don't know, because I feel like I had to grow up faster after that. What would I have been like if that hadn't happened? I don't know. I think about it a lot. But that was a big change for us, for our family, huge. Yeah.
How would you say your life went because of that experience.
Yeah.
And I know it's like a lot of every person has a different experience with, loss about it, and it's really tough.
Yeah.
But I'm asking, if someone is listening, maybe that are going through that possibly.
Yeah,
in your experience, how did you try and navigate that, especially at such a young age?
Well, I'll tell you how I did it, and I wouldn't recommend people to do it this way, but I became very guarded in how I dealt with people.
Okay.
Because, I was 8. Forget I was 8.
Yeah.
I kind of thought, I guess, in myself that I wasn't going to let anybody hurt me like that again. So I put up walls to sort of protect my psyche, to protect myself. And that's, I guess, good and bad, more bad probably, because it changed how I interact with people sometimes,
Yeah.
The only person who really understood it, there was another classmate of mine who lost her mother not too long after my dad. So we sort of always, we understood,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Made that connection.
Yeah, we for all these years we've had that. So it really can change you, and I don't really know. I probably should have talked through it more with people. I don't know.
Did you ever lower those walls?
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you say there was a particular season in your life that made you realize I need to start lowering these walls, or did it happen naturally throughout the years?
It just kind of happened naturally, I think, with age. Yeah, I mean, it's been a long time now. It's been over 40 years ago. So it's been a long time. I mean, it's something every year on the anniversary,
Yeah.
it comes back to mind,
Of course.
Yeah.
You reflect on it.
Yeah, you think about it. Yeah, you do.
So based on, everything you shared, and things that you lived through, what is maybe something you would like to say to people, or advice maybe that you've observed, in the world that we live in? What would you say? What advice would you give?
What advice? Just about anything
In general, based on whatever you want, or based on loss?
I mean, for me, my faith has been important.
Okay.
As a believer of Jesus Christ, I rely on Him for everything. So that helped a lot especially when really tough things happened.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that's helped me. Having somebody that you can really talk to, just a good friend, someone that, having somebody that you can talk to and it won't go anywhere else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not a fair weather friend, as they say. Somebody that you can talk to, that they will shoot you straight, tell you if you're off the rails.
Yeah.
Those are rare, I think.
Yeah.
And if you can find somebody like that, hold on to them and treat them right, because that's an important thing to have in your life that not everybody has.
Not everybody has, and sadly, and I'm speaking for my generation, the generation after me, it's kind of I'm going to say a lost art in a way, or a lost touch of not being maybe too sensitive to oh wait, I actually have to reflect on my actions right now.
Yeah.
And thank you for calling me out. I've had friends that call me out. I'm like, the moment I get angry.
Well, of course, right? We do. That's normal. That's.
Yeah. And then I'm like, you know what? You're right. Actually, thank
and then
you.
you say, well, after you, thanks for speaking truth to me. I mean, you appreciate it. At the moment, you'd be like, I can't believe you just said that.
Yeah. In the moment, like. Ugh.
But you want to have that give and take and that exchange, and you would hope. They would probably hope that if the situation were reversed, you would do the same.
Exactly.
Even though I know they're not going to want to hear this, but I need to tell them.
Yeah.
Because you're doing it out of love.
Yes.
Right?
And that's the hard part.
That's the hard part.
That's the hard part.
That's right.
I heard someone say that some friendships sadly end because they can't get past the fence.
Huh.
And that kind of stuck to me.
Yeah,
because
that's good.
if you get past the fence, the friendship goes deeper. Because you've formed that connection. And you understand whatever that person is telling you is out of love. So, yeah, that is great advice.
Yeah.
Great advice. Anything else you want to share about yourself? Or
I would just say that, I mean, I've had a great life. I've been blessed. And I'm blessed that I get to go do something every day that I love to do. I love working in radio. I've always liked it. And doing this as an example of it is the power of the human voice to convey a message, to convey a feeling, to convey an idea. I think there's a lot of power in that. You know, sharing stories is powerful. So not everybody gets to go to work every day and absolutely love it. I've been one of those that, you know, retirement actually is kind of scary.
Yeah.
What else am I going to do? I don't know how to do anything else. So it's one of those things I always look forward to. Even when the days when there's something's not working and we have to find a workaround, I still get a kick out of trying to figure out how to make A get to C bypassing B. It's stressful.
Different. It's stressful. It's something different.
It's something different. It's better now than it used to be. Back in the old days when we had a lot more older equipment, it was a lot more challenging. So it's a lot. We still have our challenges now, but they're different.
Yeah. And sometimes the software just crashes out of nowhere.
Right, it's the software or a little router, internet router can go down and take down a radio station. I mean, right? I mean, it's so. We didn't used to have that.
Yeah.
So that's a new thing, but it's nice to try to figure out how to get around it to stay on. I mean, the whole goal is stay on the air no matter what.
Yeah, exactly.
No matter what. So that's the North Star, and you just figure out how to get there. Yeah, always. And that's fun.
And it's interesting that you're saying that, because as you speak, I'm thinking that's also kind of an interesting way of seeing life. You know, there's an aspect to you always gotta find out how to get to the place you're supposed to be, and if not, there's always a workaround.
Yeah. And be ready for, I'm not a person, I don't like, it's funny because I don't like disruptions to my routine.
Okay.
I'm notorious for that. But at work, when things don't work, I can just, I thrive on it. And I don't know why that is.
Maybe at this
it's
point
just
your
weird.
mindset is like, okay, in this time frame, maybe something can happen. Probably something will happen.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know. Interesting fact.
My brain's kind of weird sometimes. I don't know what to tell you.
I think everyone's brain is a little unique.
I think that's a good way to put it.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story
Well,
and
thank
for
you so
being
much.
here and sharing it with me. Hopefully someone learned something and we can continue to grow.
This was fun. Thank you so much, Ari.
Thank you. Well, guys, see you on the next one.